Well, moving on now, $3.5 billion will soon be poured into state, territory and local government coffers, all part of a new plan to build 1.2 million new dwellings over 5 years. Will it work? I'm joined now by a Sydney tradie, Fuad Rish, who runs his own construction company as well. Fuad, good morning to you.
Good morning.
OK, how on earth do we build 1.2 million houses when we have supply issues, worker shortfalls, it's already expensive, and good luck getting anything through council? It takes 6 months to get a dog kennel built.
Yeah,
you know
it's a scary thing to see, and what we need to see is support on every facet, from governments, from councils and from clients, as well as trades. So I'll be interested to see how this unfolds over the next couple of weeks.
When you've got that kind of demand as well, how does that not make supply even more difficult, and how does it not make building more expensive generally?
Yeah, look, and what we need to focus on as well is maintaining worker health and safety. We can't just go knock up all these houses and just throw that out the window. We need to maintain quality as well, make sure the homes and the projects that we're delivering are to a good standard, and also meeting our clients' expectations and budgets, and amongst all of that, still run a profitable business.
OK, so what you're saying this morning is it's going to get more expensive.
I believe it's going to get more expensive, and we need to factor that in and have those conversations now to make sure everyone's on the same page so that we can move forward and push through.
At the other end of Anthony Albanese's corridor, he has his own people saying, let's impose tariffs on things like steel from China, Vietnam, Japan. I mean, that's counterproductive as well, isn't it, when you're trying to build?
Look, it's hard, and it's hard where any tariffs are introduced, whether they're going up or whether they're going down. At the end of the day, the client's going to be paying more, and that's a conversation we need to have.
So people need to get used to that?
I think people need to. Yeah.
You're going to be having conversations with clients about that.
And it is, and I need to have those hard conversations with clients all the time, and if we can get understanding and help from all facets, I think it'll be a bit easier, but it'll still be tough to have.
OK, so what do you make of the announcement overall?
Look, I think it's going to be a challenge moving forward, but I think we need to bear the brunt of it, and it's good to see a push from the government as well to push that housing, but again, it's a big challenge that we need to understand.
I don't want to bang on about councils, but I do. I mean, how does anything get through already, given the amount of demand and a number of people who are waiting on approvals for the most minor of things around their houses? How does this happen?
And that's another thing. We need them on side, and we need councils on board to sort of facilitate that process if we are going to meet these goals.
So state government needs to loosen it up, and then councils can do the same.
Correct, and then everyone joins the party.
Come on.
We can try for the best.
You know, so what would you do to solve? I mean, you're in the industry. I'm not sure whether you've been consulted, but what would you do to ease the burden?
Well, that's a tough question to ask. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think if, from a trades perspective, if we can just help out and sort of talk to councils and be as involved in those processes as possible, and I guess give that information to clients, then hopefully we can be a lot more transparent, and that should allow the process from our perspective to be a bit smoother.
I mean, it's already tough, and we're seeing big expenses in the building process. So that's only going to get worse towards the end of this year, and now this on top of it. What percentage do people need to factor in if they're going to build something?
It's hard because there's such a varying degree, but we've seen costs go up 10%, 20%, 30%, sometimes even 40 to 50% on certain materials. So if we can see a sort of 10 to 35% increase on costs, materials, labour, then I think we can sort of comfortably factor that in. So
it can happen, but the red tape needs to be taken down, and local councils need to be brought on board. What are your dealings like with councils?
Yeah, look, pretty good. We deal with some pretty helpful councils. Obviously, there's some instances where you have your challenges, but that's with any industry and any sort of faculty where you've got those challenges. So I think if everyone comes to the party, we should be able to weather the storm.
Do you think everyone, honestly, is going to come to the party?
It's hard. Look, all I can do is hope for the best and hope that everyone comes through.
All right, let's see what happens. Good on you, mate. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?